Greetings. This is Escape from Trucking. My name's Casey. I've been a trucker for over 8 years now, and this is my video blog of a attempted career transition. I want to talk about the rope and harness class I took recently, and spoiler alert, it didn't go too well. I want to get in the background of why I took that training class, what happened, and why it didn't go well, and then kind of what's next for me in trying to break into the insurance adjusting industry. That's my goal, by the way, in case you didn't know. I took a rope and harness class. Those who've watched some of my other videos, and I guess there are a handful of people who do, so thank you. Those who watch my other videos know that I had a job interview. I got called to be on like an elite response group for one of the IA firms. And the reason I did was I guess because I excelled in the training course that they were doing. So I got that call, which was a great honor, but they ended up not hiring me because they found out that they thought I had the rope and harness certificate and I didn't. And B, I disclosed that I really didn't have a whole lot of experience climbing roofs, actually. At first I was kicking myself for doing that, what I saw as an unforced error, but now I think it was actually probably for the best. After having gone through that rope and harness class, which I would have had to go through to get on that team, I think that disclosure was the right one to make. So that interview didn't result in me getting the job. Sad face. Still in trucking. And my thought process was, okay, I didn't get this job because of my weakness in not having experience climbing roofs, not having that rope and harness training. Let me go get that rope and harness training. Let me sign up for that. Priority one, go do it, shore it up. Wouldn't expect to get the job offer after that, but that was shoring up a weakness. I kind of saw that as a priority one thing. So, a little bit about me. I'm autistic. It's a pretty mild autism. And I have a tough time. I'm not a very tactile person. I'm more of a cerebral and analytical person. And by the way, now that I mention that, that's probably why the instructor thought I exceeded so much in the course in the 10-day training I took, because it was all about writing claims. And it was all about how to use Xactimate and to process claims on Xactimate and stuff like that. And like I caught on really quick and I was damn good and I could like type 90 words a minute. And the instructor was like, "Whoa, Casey, how many words can you type a minute?" And I was like, probably like 90 or something. I was real nonchalant about it. But the point is, like, the only part of me that he was seeing as an adjuster was the area that I would naturally excel at. I am not a tactile, hands-on person. I'm not a mechanically inclined person. Those who've watched my town car videos probably noticed that. And this rope and harness stuff it was way over my head. I mean, it was crazy. For me, it was crazy, okay? I struggled. Like, I'm not going to blame everything on autism. I don't think that's fair. But I don't like using it as a crutch. I shouldn't even like admitting I have it, if I'm being quite honest. But, like, this is a journal blog, and I just got to be honest, right? So, anyway, I can learn things. If I do learn like mechanical, tactile, hands-on stuff, I can learn it okay if I just learn like one new thing at a time. Like, for example, for my existing job as a truck driver, I didn't know how to hook up a double set. You ever see those double sets on the road? I didn't know how to hook it up before I got there, and I struggled with it. But my employer worked with me, and I already knew everything else about trucking. I knew how to manage a clock. I knew how to back a truck up for sure. I'm damn good at it. But the doubles I wasn't good at, but that was only one thing. Like all the other stuff about that job was just background. So I could focus on that one thing. And now I'm actually pretty good at hooking up a double set. Well, the rope and harness class wasn't like that. I had to learn how to tie like figure 8 knots, figure 8 on a bite, they call it, and then like a reverse figure 8 knot. I had to learn all that. Like, okay, I was exhausted after that. I struggled. I was the slowest person in the class. And then after that, we had to figure out all the gear, like the fall protection gear. You know what I'm talking about? With your carabiner and all this other stuff. You put it on and it felt like BDSM bondage gear. Then you like hook it up and throw it over the roof, and then you tie it down with that. Bro, it was getting to be too much. By the second half of day one, when we were doing the fall protection BDSM bondage gear stuff, it was getting to be too much. It was just too much for me. Like now I'm stacking 2 things, and then after that, after we do the rope climb, and I'm already struggling, like I'm already underwater right now. But then the next day we'd work on the what do you call it? The self rescue, where you bring where you have this like inflatable self rescue ladder, and you like simulate an emergency situation where you have to keep the blood flow circulating until 911 comes. Bro, by the time day 1 was over, I had held up the entire class with my just autistic not getting it. And I felt really guilty and really, really bad. And, I got home, I got back to the hotel, I thought about it for a little bit. Like, well, tomorrow we're going to do the self-rescue. Dude, no. I walked in the next day and I said to the instructor, a young guy from actually around here where I live, he lives up in... It was like 1 county up north from me. I'll just say that. And the training was in DFW. I just said, I don't really think this is for me. And he said, yeah, I agree. It's probably not for you. So we parted ways. I went home. I relaxed for the rest of the weekend and waited for my boss to call me out to run the truck. Had to wait like 3 days, but it's beside the point. So that's what happened. Why did it happen? And I have like some notes. Why did it happen? I want to share some thoughts with you, the viewer, especially if you're interested in getting into insurance adjusting. For me, I come from a trucking background. I don't really have any experience climbing ladders. It's not to say that I'm afraid of heights. I'm not. But I think like a problem I'm running into right now the problem I'm running into right now is I live in a suburban part of Texas. And if you've been to this area, if you live in this area, you know that roofs around here are super steep and tall. And there's a ton of 2-story buildings. There's a ton of 2-story homes, and most of the roofs around here are steep. Okay. So I could climb like a 6 pitch, maybe even a 7 pitch. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm solid on a ladder. But going from nothing to an 8 pitch or a 9 pitch roof is scary as hell. And I start shaking. I freeze up when I get on that roof. When I have to get on, I've tried to get on 8 pitch and 9 pitch. My house is a 9 pitch. My parents' house is an 8 pitch. I freeze up, and I could get on the 8 pitch, but I can't really do much when I get up there, and I just want to go back down. And I think that's okay. Like, I think that's natural. Although I felt inadequate not passing rope and harness for sure. I think the conclusion I've come to is that I could be a good field adjuster. I could be good at climbing roofs. I don't think it would be a problem, but I need I need like a more gradual curve. And because of where I live, it's hard to get informal practice on shallower roofs. And I think the more pressing thing, however, is there's really too many insurance adjusters in this industry right now. If you go on social media among adjusting circles, especially independent adjusting circles, you'll find that to be a common complaint. Like that, we haven't gotten a big storm in quite some time, and AI is reshaping this industry like it is every other. And so there's a lot of uncertainty and a general feeling that there's just too many adjusters right now. When an industry gets like that, any industry, whether it be insurance adjusting, trucking, loan signing, appraisal, whatever, it's hard to break in as a new person, and there's not a whole lot of hand holding for new people. There's really no accommodation for new people, and there's not going to be a whole lot of like on the job training opportunities for new people. You either get it or you don't, because I'm competing with a bunch of veterans to the industry. So I feel like they're just like, I'm at an impasse right now with that. And that's okay, because I think they always told me at this company, this firm that I went to, this IA firm that I train at frequently now, because it's all the same. I'm going to the programs, all the programs I've been going to, it's all with the same one company. They always say, like, there's a ton of different ways to make money as an insurance adjuster. You don't have to be a field adjuster. There's desk adjusting jobs, there's auto, there's this, there's that. And I mean, I might have to look at some of those. I originally wanted to be a field adjuster because I thought like that would be the easiest way to break in. There'd be the least amount of competition because there's a bunch of people who just want to sit at home in their pajamas and do adjusting work, and not leave their family. So I thought that was kind of my field adjusting, and it may well still be. But I am not going to, I would rather miss out on field adjusting and work as a desk adjuster or work in auto than to force myself to be a field adjuster, force myself up on these roofs, and then fall off one of these roofs. I would rather find other things to do in the meantime while I get some other experience and maybe get on a deployment where I can climb shallow roofs. Like I need to wade in. This is not something I can really just dive into head first, because I will risk hurting myself and falling off a ladder, falling off a roof. So that's where I'm at. So what's next for me is I'm going to do desk adjuster training, and then after that I will do auto adjuster training with the same company. This company has lots of great training, and their training is truly world class, and I really appreciate them very, very much. And I've liked everyone that I've interacted with at this IA firm, whose name I'm not going to give you, but they're a very, very big IA firm, and they're very good. So that's where I'm at. I guess that was really what I wanted to share with you, the viewer. I won't waste any more of your time. I'll continue to give updates, my career transition, and I'll continue to give Panther Platform town car updates when I can also. But that's all for now. See you later. Bye-bye.